Hello everyone, good morning. It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, everybody. It is July 23rd, 2025, and it's time for your Good Morning Coffee and Talk. I'm Dolly. This is the Wolf Girl Oracle, and I am so glad that you are here. I see you, Katie, and I see you, Kelly, and I know Nils was here just to drop a hi and give me a thumbs up. So thank you for that. Yeah, this has been a weird morning. We had like a wild thunderstorm roll through here this morning, and it was just pouring, lightning, thunder. I was like, oh my gosh. The power blinked 3 times, and I was like, oh no, the power is going to go out, but it stayed on. Thank goodness. Good morning, Nancy. It is good to see you this morning. Thank you for stopping by. So we had a wild storm go through, and Rick loves his garage so much that he's actually set his office out there. So I just looked out the window and I'm seeing the rain pouring down, and he's just happily working away at his computer inside the garage. He's got he's fixing an emergency this morning. So, Heart with Hustle is here. That's Nils. Good morning, Nils. Good morning, Sonia. It is good to see you. I am so happy you guys are here. And I'm so happy that we have electricity and that everything is fine. I was just like, oh no, Thor, not today. And Thor listened. He did. When I called out to him, he was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give you a pass on this one today. And the storms, as I'm watching the radar, just went, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Thor, I love you. Because I love the thunderstorms. Normally, I'm a thunderstorm girl. Normally, I'm out there with my camera until either Chrissy or Rick is like, you probably should come in because it looks like this might be a tornado. Ay. Okay, so Sonia is lurking and listening as she gets ready for work. Well, we love our lurkers. There's coffee and donuts in the lurker lounge, so go ahead and feel free to grab a coffee and a donut. It's been a wild week. Done a lot on the garage this week. I mean, all the siding's on now, you guys. We just have one little strip to paint yet, and then there's a coat of paint on everything because everything is pre-primed. You know, the siding that we bought was already primed, so all we have to do is throw the color on and we're good to go, which is amazing. Nancy says, I love thunderstorms, as did my mother and grandmother. Yes. Yeah, us too. My mom too. And my grandma. Yeah. I think it's one of those magical things that is passed down through generations, right? Especially if you are a magically minded individual. I'm not necessarily a magic girl, although I do so many rituals and stuff, and there's a little bit of magic involved with that. But my grandma had a binder. It's not even a binder. I don't know how to describe this. It was a book that was just packed full of all different kinds of remedies and just almost like old wives' tale type wisdom, in it, kind of like a kitchen witch, but she never called herself that, But yeah. And my mom too. My mom, if you look at her wall of books, she's got all kinds of things about edibles, things that you can forage and medicinal plants. And my mom is really into the holistic healing type stuff too, as am I. So yeah. Katie loves the energy of thunderstorms. I do too. I do too, very much. It really charges me up. Kelly said, did I hear donuts? You did. Oh my gosh, I wish I could have a donut. Kelly is grabbing breakfast now. Okay, you grab your breakfast. You go ahead. I had a banana. I shared a banana with Ruben. Speaking of Ruben, I don't know if he's in a place where we can see him right now. I have a Ruben cam set up. He's not on his steps that go up to the couch right now. But if I see him go up there, I will put him on cam. But we do have a Ruben cam. Nancy says, my mother transitioned during a severe thunderstorm. I told her grandma brought the storm with her, coming to take her. Afterwards was a beautiful rainbow. Oh my gosh, it doesn't get any better than that. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. And you know what? That is so beautiful because every time you see a rainbow now, you can think of her, right? You know, you won't think of, there's a beauty in that transition that you can actually grasp onto, which I think is just freaking awesome. Awesome. Katie says, when it rains here, everything comes to life. Yes, it just explodes. I remember seeing that in Temecula too, up where my cousins live, that the rain would just like cause everything to bloom. Pam says, and good morning, Pam. It's good to see you. Yay for the internet gods. Yay. Who is the god of the internet? I wonder who the god of the internet is in the Norse pantheon. I've never thought about that. I don't know. If Nils is still here, he'd probably know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the Norse god of the internet would be. I mean, there's got to be like a god of electronics, and I do not have that wisdom. I don't know. That's a good question. So I wanted to ask you guys something. Nils, is there a god of like electronics in the Norse pantheon? Or, you know, because like Pam said, you know, what did she say exactly? She said, yay for the internet gods. And I was like, oh, is there a Norse god of the internet? Webster. Maybe, I mean, if you're thinking about like electronics and electricity, couldn't it be Thor? You know, I don't know. It's very much a bringing together of information, maybe Odin, right? Because it's such a collection of wisdom and knowledge and junk too, though. So maybe a little bit of Loki. Not that Loki is junk. He is not. I don't know. It could be a lot of, maybe it isn't something that is governed by one particular Norse god. Maybe it's a whole bunch of people. Yeah, Loki with Mercury in retrograde. Yeah. Yes, Katie, for sure. Yeah. And I've had like, it's been a weird Mercury in retrograde for me already. You know, communications are definitely, so I'm kind of taking everything with a grain of salt. I always joke with folks that a little red seatbelt guy on the dash of the car, I call him Restrainius, god of seatbelts. That's awesome. Restrainius. Oh, I love that. And you know, the gods have a sense of humor, so they are laughing right along with us and laughing at us a lot of times. So, and that's okay. Katie says, I have recorded videos twice and have them go into nowhere. Twice when I had saved, they disappeared. Oh no. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Kelly is sending hugs to everyone here today. Yes, thank you. I kind of need a hug. I'm kind of, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just being totally transparent, I am a little bit down, you know, and I think it has to do with just because I have communication issues to begin with. You know, I know it doesn't seem like that with the way that I talk to you guys here, but I have a hard time like I am often misunderstood. Like my intentions are often misunderstood. I don't know why. You know, I don't know what I put off that makes people think sometimes that I'm either judging or trying to make myself look better than what I am. That is never the case with me. That is not my nature. You know, my nature is just not like that. But as somebody with autism, sometimes I have a hard time like finding a way to start a conversation, right? So if I know you and I know that you're interested in things or that we've discussed things before, I might just blurt something out. It might be not even on topic with what we're talking about, but sometimes I'll just get excited to say something and I'll just blurt it out. And I often get this look from people, you know what I mean? But Mercury has like made it even more difficult for me to communicate right now. I'm really struggling with trying to convey my feelings on things, and yeah, you know, so I'm struggling a little bit. So if you want to say a little prayer for me, I'd appreciate that. Say a little prayer to whoever it is that you pray to, and say, hey, can you keep an eye on Dolly here because she's having an issue with communication, and I would appreciate that. 1111. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sonia says 3 times she said that. Thank you. Hey, Ralph, how are you today? It's good to see you. Kelly says, I'm struggling with that too, Dolly. It has been really bad recently. Even when thoughtfully done, people can be defensive. Yeah. And I mean, I know that happens almost naturally with Mercury in retrograde anyway. So I try to remember to keep the conversations like kind of tight and simple, and maybe even a little superficial, just because I don't want to be misunderstood, you know? 1012. Yeah, that's where it is by me too. 1012. Katie says, hi, Ralph. Yeah, Ralph and Pam. The Andersons. So Ralph, or, well, I'm guessing it would be Ralph. Are you Norwegian or Swedish? Super twin powers activated. Yeah. Oh, yes. Nils, you're right. I hope everyone is doing well with all the heat waves hitting the country. Stay hydrated. Yeah, I know. It's been crazy hot here in Wisconsin. I mean, we get hot weather. You know, we get 90-degree weather, but never for such a long extended period of time. In my childhood, I could remember it being really hot and humid all the time. Like all the summers were hot and humid. But then there was like a good 20-year period of time where we actually were in kind of a drought. So we had a very dry summer. And this year it's like, oh no, we're going back to the way it was. And it has been hot and humid, almost hard to breathe. It's been a little crazy, honestly. Katie says, taking a class is the only thing giving me a boost right now. The energy is heavy. It is heavy. You are right about that. You are. The collective is heavy right now. And that is something that I would like to heal. I would like to help heal that, you know, because you're right. It is. Ralph said, paternal grandfather adopted by Swedish family. He was from Spain. Oh, okay. That's all right. You can still be a Viking. If you want to be, that is. Some people don't want to, you know, embrace the Norse, but I do very much. I think we are seeing the work ahead of us to clean up the mess. Yeah. You know what, Katie? And that is a very good point, because the heaviness to me feels like overwhelming. It's like it's an overwhelmed feeling, exhausted and overwhelmed. That is the heaviness that I'm feeling. So that makes sense. 100%. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys something. Have any of you guys seen the movie The 13th Floor? It came out in 1999. It came out at the same time The Matrix came out. So The Matrix was kind of getting all of the attention and the publicity, and The 13th Floor kind of got pushed to the side a little bit. If you get a chance, watch The 13th Floor. I found it free on YouTube. I found a free link on YouTube. I just put in The 13th Floor and it came right up. It feels timely for right now. And it's a really interesting concept of reality. And I think that you guys, because you are all spiritual, obviously, if you're here, you're spiritual. I think that it would bend your mind a little bit. And I think that you would really enjoy it. So if you haven't seen The 13th Floor, check it out. I'll give you just like a brief, tiny synopsis without giving anything away. A technology was created that allowed you to shift your consciousness from this reality into a AI generated reality. And the NPCs that are in that reality believe that they're real. They believe that they're real, that they have a soul, that they have a consciousness. When they cut themselves, they bleed. So they have no idea that they are computer generated. Okay. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So you guys got to check that out. Oh my gosh. Woo. Kelly, you're talking about Sinners. I have been wanting to watch that. Would you recommend that? Did you feel like it was, you're saying it's very heavy on your heart. Would you say that would be something to stay away from, or would you say that would be something that people should watch? Because I've been reading up on that, and I've been thinking about that. Katie says transhumanism scares you. Me too, big time. And she said, okay, Kelly says, I would recommend. Good. Okay, I'm going to check that out. I am going to check that out. That'll be the next thing I watch. Yeah, Katie, transhumanism scares me too. It does. I don't like the idea of our humanity being pulled from us. And the idea of linking anything to our brain just makes me feel like we would be putting our thoughts, our actions, and our humanity into somebody else's hands. And I don't like the idea of that. I love the idea of cybernetic limbs, not that people would be cutting off their legs so that they could be like, the cyborg, but like for people who maybe have lost their legs, like soldiers that have lost their legs because of IDEs, or people who maybe were born without them or born without arms. I love the idea of like the cybernetic prosthesis, that they can actually have some function in their hand, have hands that function, have legs that function, just so that their lives can be more independent. I really like that idea, but I don't like the idea of us giving over to technology. I think our humanity is very, very special. It's very unique. And so far, it's very unique in this universe. And I think our humanity, our resilience, our ability to create communities, our ability to create music and art, and all these things that are very, very distinctly human, or at least, I know that there's animals out there who can make art, and some animals who can make music. There are definitely sentient different sentient species on this planet other than us. But I don't want to see us give away our humanity. And it's transhumanism scares me. Like what they're doing, what is that called, Katie? The neuronet or something? That really scares me. YouTube just removed your comment. What comment did you make? Make it again. The last comment I got from you is this one. Transhumanism scares me. Is anybody else having that issue? Are we having another Mercury in retrograde moment? Can you re-say what you said? Was there like a trigger word? I don't even know what the trigger words are. See, I don't like that. I don't like that YouTube takes it upon itself to police us. Kelly says, I have had comments removed, but not from a live. Oh, you mentioned that. Okay, well, now I'm going to put this up here so that we get it before it gets removed, if it does get removed. I mentioned Neuralink. Uh-huh. Well, there's something that doesn't surprise me. Not at all. Oh, my gosh. What is this world we're living in? We got to make a brighter place, you guys. We got to make a better place. We really, really do. We are having a censor moment. Yep, we sure are. All right. Well, everybody, if you have to refer to something, just go letter, space, letter, space, letter, so that the algorithm doesn't pick it up. Because I don't like censorship. I don't want any censorship in here. If I don't like a comment, I'll remove the comment. This is my show. Jeepers Christmas. Oh my gosh. All right. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I said I would rather be dead. Oh, yeah. Me too. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. And the whole idea, this is going to sound very like, this is kind of like a Christian philosophy coming in here, but doesn't the idea of like computer chips in your hand or your head sound a little bit like the mark of the beast? I'm just saying. Don't want to be involved with that. Elonia gets upset if you talk smack about the tech. I love that, Ralph. Elonia. I'm going to call it Elonia. I'm going to call him Elonia from now on. From now on forever. That's hysterical. Oh my gosh. Katie says, yes. Oy vey. Yeah, well, we're kind of watching. We are definitely watching. Look, Katie put it great. Her and I were talking today, and she put it great. She's like, it's like a festering boil getting ready to pop. And you are absolutely right about that. Absolutely right. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like the red hats are the mark on the head. Oh, I never thought of that. I never thought of that, Kelly. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Well, I know that there's like, I don't know the exact passage in the Bible, but it says something like one of the signs will be this person will be saying peace, 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 but there'll be no peace. If somebody's got Bible Gateway up, you can or even the internet, you can just say, where does it say in the Bible? Where does it talk about in the Bible where it says peace, 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 but there is no peace? And I'm sure that verse will come right up. But yeah. Ralph says, I'm with you, Ralph. Hey, Janet, you are work lurking, sitting in your office by yourself, and you are making me laugh. Oh, good. Oh, Janet, we're here for you to make you laugh. I'm glad. Hey, neighbor. Thunderstorm's done now. Yeah, us here too. The pressure cooker will begin. I know. I'm actually kind of glad that the rain came in, to be honest with you, because we were going to be hauling a lot of dirt today, and I think it might have hurt us. And we would have done it too, because Rick is home, Chrissy's home, and I'm home, and we could have really knocked it out, but one of us might have really hurt ourselves or died in the process. So I'm kind of glad that it rained the way that it did. People are going to start wondering about you. No, they won't. They love you. Neil says it's almost harvest season. What is everyone looking forward to harvesting in their garden this year? The only thing that we have in the garden right now is rhubarb, because my garden was behind the garage, the old garage. And now there's no space behind my old garage or the new garage. So I don't have a garden, but I will next year. We're going to build some raised beds to put the garden in next year. Kelly says, it's not too hot in PA today. A blessing. Oh, that's good. Nancy has to go. I love you. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate that very much. I was hoping to show you Ruben, but he's not cooperating with me right now. He is not on his stairs. Dang nabbit. Oh, well. I tried. Yeah, we're going to get, like Jen was saying, we're going to get in like the mid to high 90s. The heat index is supposed to be between 100 and 105 today. So I'm going to be hiding in the house, I think. Kelly says she has a ton of zucchini and getting more. Tomatoes, basils, potatoes. Nice. That's awesome. You're going to be bountiful. And the heat is like hurting a lot of people who really, really wanted to do gardens this year. Like poor Katie, man, her stuff got cooked. And then the rabbits and the squirrels ate half her stuff. Oh, she just said that. Rabbits and squirrels got my garden. Dang nabbit. In the fall, Katie. Try again. At first you don't succeed. Try again. Mother Nature just had another plan this year for some reason. We don't know what that plan is. We don't understand maybe in the moment why this is happening, but I guess we just got to go with the flow, and at least you've got everything ready now, Katie. You know, you've got like the hard work done, you know, so when fall planting comes, you'll be able to just like, you know, stir up the dirt, stir up the soil, put in some hay, you know, do a few little things, and you'll be able to just plant and go, you know. So we got to look at the positives in this, I guess. Kelly says, my sister been away for 3 weeks. So from her garden, I also got tomatoes, cucumbers, Thai, basil, and blueberries. Ooh, I've been so happy with the fresh food. Yes. And that's very healthy for you too, Kelly. Sprinkle red pepper around your garden to keep rabbits and other wildlife away. Yeah, that's what my grandma did. My grandma and grandpa would always put cayenne pepper around the edge of their garden. They would just put like a big thing of cayenne pepper all the way around it. And they would continue. If it rained, they'd go out and put more. And it did help to keep the critters away. Now that you're mentioning that, I forgot about that. That's a long time ago. Kelly says, a critter did eat my white potato plants, but my sweets are still cooking. All right. At least I get to save water and thus money. Yes, for sure. For sure. Yeah, because in this kind of heat too, man, keeping up with that would not be easy. That would not be easy. Katie and I were talking today about our spiritual journeys right now. And, you know, I've been wrestling a little bit with mine. so many of us do things with cards, Oracle cards, tarot cards, Lenormand, all these different things with cards. And I'm starting to gravitate away from cards. And it's not because I don't like them. It's not because I don't connect with them. I am getting to the point where the tools are just not necessary anymore, and I know that everyone reaches this point in their spiritual journey, and I'm not sure what to do about it. I'm not sure how to progress. So this is something that's kind of on my heart and on my mind right now. I still use cards every day for my little daily reading that I do, my little meditation time. And I've noticed that, and this is going to sound, I don't even know if I should tell you, but I'm going to tell you guys this. The interesting situation that I'm finding myself in, and this has been going on now for probably the last 6 weeks or so, is that before I even lay the cards out, I get the message. And I'm sure that those of you who are really spiritually connected, that you have this happen to you, but it got me thinking about, if I have this kind of a connection, do I really need to even use cards anymore? Is it getting in my way, is what I'm wondering, So this is just stuff that's in my mind. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop using tarot cards or oracle cards at all. I'm going to stop using them. I'm not. I'm just wondering where this is taking me. I'm finding myself delving deeper into animism, understanding my connection to everything. And I just feel like I'm going into a different place. I can't explain it properly. When I can, I will. Yeah. It's hard to talk about, even because I'm not really, this is like the story that's playing out in my mind right now. Not the story, but the things that are playing out in my mind right now is I'm just trying to discover what's the next step. Where do I need to go from here? I definitely feel more, I was telling Katie this morning, I definitely feel really, really connected when I'm using my rattle or I'm tapping my drum and I'm just journeying. Like, that is where my spiritual excitement is right now, Anyways, you know what I mean? Did I give you guys too much information? I don't know. Kelly says the cards confirm the message. Yes, they do. They do. Katie says, I have been shown that I have to become a card reader so I could become so that you'd be able to design them. Yes, for sure. Kelly says, but you no longer need the confirmation. That's part of it. It's partly, I don't feel like I need to know, or that I need to be confirmed, but I also still have a little bit of doubt in me where I feel like I need to confirm. Does that make sense? I haven't totally reached the point where I'm comfortable in saying, I've got this now. I don't need these anymore. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making any sense. Perhaps that's what has changed. Yeah, maybe. Sonia says, just let it flow. Use the cards when it's right and don't if you don't need to. No resistance. Spirit will guide you. That's great advice. That is great advice. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. Yes. Katie said, my guides told me not to get dependent on tarot. Yeah. Well, yeah. For sure. And I think that that's what I'm breaking away from. It's not that I felt dependent on them. Well, maybe I did. For confirmation, I did. And I just don't feel like I need that anymore. So I'm just in a different journey. I'm on a different path right now, And like, I think I've told you guys that whenever I have something happening in my life, whether it be good or bad or spiritual, that I always get visits from the broad-winged hawk. Freya sends a messenger to me, and I always get something from that. Well, this week I had the biggest red-tailed hawk I have ever seen in my life in my backyard eating baby bunnies. And it was huge. We have a fire hydrant in our backyard. It's a long story, but we have a fire hydrant in our backyard, and this bird came 3/4 of the way up the fire hydrant. So the next time you walk past a fire hydrant, look at it and go, whoa, that's a big bird. It's the biggest red tail I've ever seen in my life, And after that, I had just this flood of information download to me, and I was like, all right, I need to sit with this for a few days and just figure out what this all means. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. You have learned to trust your higher self. Yeah, I guess so. I think that is what that is. You also said, I have been there and come back to them. Yeah. Oh, and Kelly gets it too. Thank you guys. I appreciate your wisdom, and I appreciate your encouragement. And it felt good to talk about it. This is something I can't really talk about with my family. So that felt good. So thank you. Thank you. Is Ruben there yet? Oh, not yet. Where is he? I should have put it up on his cage. Dang it. I wonder if Chrissy's out there. I'll ask her. If Ruben is on his cage. Can you turn the cam towards cage? All right, we'll see. I think she's awake. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Katie. Katie says, I find it interesting that we both had a hawk visitor in the same week. Yeah, we did, which was super cool. Oh, she says he's hiding. So he's either in his little house or he is under the, if you look, how can you see it in here? If you look, you see that big dresser there? We use that as our kind of like our TV stand. And he likes to go underneath the dresser. So he's probably underneath the dresser right now. Katie says, my hawk was a Cooper's hawk on my bird bath. Yeah, that was a beautiful bird. I might even wonder if I can bring that picture up. Let me see here, Katie. Let me go backwards here. Katie and I talk all day long, and so I'm going to have to go through 645 messages, but I will find it here real quick, and I'll show you guys the Cooper's hawk. It was really big. It maybe not as big as a red tail, but definitely as big as a broadwing, at least. And I might not be able to find it right now. I'm looking. Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's too far back. So Katie put it in our Discord. So if you're interested, oh, she made a short of it. Okay, so go to her channel, or you could drop the link if you want, Katie, and you can show your Cooper's hawk. I did get my red tail here. I'll show you that. I can show you because that I got right on my phone here. Here, let's see what this one looks like. Can you see it there? Super huge, man. And I got another picture here where you could see him from the front. Look at the size of those legs, man. Look at those legs. But yeah, that was pretty neat. It was pretty neat to see that bird. Let's see. Let me give you guys an affirminator. Affirminator for today. We always take the next one in line. And today's is no need to do. I'm exactly where I need to be, exactly when I need to be. There's nothing more that I need to do. I mean, yes, there will always be laundry and taxes, but in terms of my life's path, I don't need to do anything because I am already here. I take a deep breath, relax, and trust, and then do laundry. No need to do. I'll put that there so people can pause and look at it if they want to. But yeah, no need to do. That sounds about right for today. I think that because of this rain, we won't be working with the dirt today. We won't be putting any dirt down. Maybe some sod, but I don't know that I even need to help with that. So today is probably going to just be a chill day. Chrissy's off, so maybe her and I will go and do lunch, which will be fun, and just breathe and just exist. And hopefully tonight, if things go right, I'll be able to do a journey tonight too. Crossing my fingers. So what else do I want to talk about? Oh, yes. I wanted to talk about honesty as a rule. You know, something that I feel is seriously lacking in our government right now, and for many governments for many years. We truly haven't had like somebody in power who I would say, now there is a solid, honest person who really loves our country. I really haven't felt that for a long time, you know, as far as presidents go. And the amount of lying has become like a sloppy art form. Don't you agree? Like, it's not even clever lies anymore. It's just ridiculous, repeated crap over and over and over and over again. And I hate that this is like out there influencing our young people. I hate this. Young people think that are being shown by the president of the United States that it is okay to lie as long as you say it enough times, it'll eventually seem like truth. And I think that that's terrible. I think the person who is in charge of our country should be someone who's honest, with integrity, you know, with temperance and restraint and intelligence. You know, the president of our country should be the best of the best of the best of us. Not the most popular, not the one who speaks the loudest. Somebody who's just good, you know? And I have such a strong affinity for honesty. You know, I think that it's very cowardly to tell lies to get out of things. I think it's very cowardly to tell lies to give yourself clout, you know? And then all the other abhorrent behavior that's also happening is just craziness, you know? I feel like we have to shine our light brighter now than we ever have. We have to show the world that integrity is still a valued thing, that honesty is a valued thing. And we need to tell people that we need to show that I don't know how to explain this, but something needs to be done to show our children, the children in our influence, that it is far, far, far more important to tell the truth than it is to tell lies. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm glad that you're driving and listening, Pam, but be very careful driving, okay? Should be an adult in the room, right? Right, and not being called out on the lies. That's right, Janet. 100%. That makes me nuts. You know, I have to kind of like step back a little bit because if I don't, I would be constantly angry from what I'm seeing right now. And I don't want to be constantly angry, and I do not want that person to steal my shine or steal my joy. But yeah, once we are one, we can't lie. Right. Ralph says, be a good girl, Pammy. Don't be a good girl. No, be a good girl. And, well, good is relative. That's right, Kat. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that really bothers me. It really got me thinking the other day when I was seeing like a clip on something. And in this clip, it was a montage of Dump saying the same lie over and over and over and over and over and over again at all these different places, you know? And I was like, this is what our kids are being taught. If you say it over and over and over and over again, somebody will eventually believe you, you know? And then you start to believe it yourself too. It becomes a part of your personality. And it's not even real. You know? Oh, Jeepers Christmas. I think the Epstein craziness has heightened this and has been very triggering. Yeah. Well, it is triggering because I mean, you think about what this guy did, you know, and who he was delivering people to. All of those people need to be held accountable for what they did. You know, any of us, we try to do that. Go buy, go pay for a young girl, an underage girl. What would happen to us? You know what I mean? Everybody should be held accountable for these deplorable, despicable, horrible, monsterish things. That's how I feel. Now, I don't want to put negative energy into this live stream, but I really want to focus on honesty. I really want to focus on our own personal integrity. You know, we can't do anything about these people, except for hopefully vote them out, right? But we can do something about ourselves. We can do something about how we portray ourselves to the rest of the world and how the words that we choose to speak and whether or not they're true, So I think it's great for us to like just kind of focus in on ourselves and do the right thing. You know what I mean? As much as we can to promote this. I mean, because what kind of world do you guys want this to become? I want it to be a world full of honesty, integrity, unity, community, compassion, love, joy. These are the words that I want. And I keep speaking out into the universe and saying, this is what I want. We all have to do that. So, woo, girl. That whole mess is driving me crazy. We have a pedophile in the Oval Office, right? That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. I have been angry. It took me 40 years to put my abuser in jail. Well, I'm glad that you were able to do that. And I'm sorry that you went through that. That's awful. That's terrible. Oh, I don't understand the abusive people. I don't understand what makes them do things, especially to innocent children. To children. Yeah, nothing makes me feel more frustrated than that, you know. Oy vey. Oh, I know. But like Katie said earlier, Katie had said, you know, this is kind of like a boil that's coming to a head and getting ready to pop. And that's really the only way that you can get rid of the infection when you have a boil, right? Is for it to pop and just get out of you, and then you can begin to heal. And that's exactly what we need. Ralph says, can you imagine if American Christians live a Christ-like life? I know. Actually, I just had that conversation with my mother. She brought it up. She's the one who said that. Can you imagine if all Americans actually lived the way that all the Christian Americans actually lived the way that Jesus did? You know, I'm like, oh, Mom, I wish. I really wish. But that's not. But, you know, I've also seen a couple. I have many Christian friends. I'm sure all of you do. We all have Christian friends and family. And I am seeing them turning away from dump right now. So I'm happy about that. My abuser was my uncle that I lost that whole side of my family over it. Yeah. Ugh. It's Jesus cosplay. You're right. That's a really good way of putting it, Ralph. Yeah, you're right. That is also a good point, Katie. A boil will not pop until it's ready to. Yes. Yes. And if you try to pop it before it's ready, the infection can actually spread. So you got to just let it take its course and do its thing. Mm-hmm. Kelly says, we have things in common, Katie. Yeah, I didn't have an uncle abuse me. I had one of the neighborhood kids abused me. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but I had a thing too, but it wasn't a family member, you know, and that, to me, that's even worse because you should be able to, as a child, trust your relatives. You should be able to trust that they are your community, that they are there for you to protect you and love you. And when somebody breaks that trust, that is something that takes a long time to heal from, you know, if ever. And I hope that you both can, because that's awful. Kat says, Ralph, if we were really a Christian country, the death penalty and torture would be abolished. Nobody would be hungry or homeless. You are exactly right. You are exactly right. And there wouldn't be all this judgment. Hi, Devante. Look it's my son. Hi. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good day at work. Did you have crazy storms out by you too, Devante? Our power blinked 3 times this morning, but fortunately it did not go off. I'm always happy to see him. It must be a little bit slow. Oh, he says, yeah, it was loud. Yeah, it was loud here too. Of course, Devante, Rick was out in the garage, in his outside in the garage office when it started to pour, and it was raining so hard he actually had to close the big garage door because the rain was coming in. He had to close the big garage door and the access door because the rain was coming so far in, it was reaching him, and he was in the middle of the garage, you know. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I sent Katie a little video of it earlier. It was just pouring. Pretty crazy. Well, you know what, guys? We're getting close to the time where we end for the day, and I would like to do a little reading for you guys. So I'm going to switch to the other camera here. I'm going to add it to the stage. All right. And I wonder, can I make myself tiny? Can I make myself tiny? Hang on. Let me look here. What does this do? Yeah, there we go. I'm tiny. All right. So the deck I'm using is the Inner Child Oracle by Amanda Lynn. I think it's Eastling. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I've been using this deck a lot lately. I just really am connected with it. So let me get these cards shuffled, and as I do, I'm going to ask the angels to protect us. I'm going to ask the spirits of the land and my home, the land vatir and the husk vatir, to surround us, and I'm going to ask the ancestors to give us wisdom. What do you want us to know for today's spirit? Please and thank you, and I love you. I love you too, Devante. I hope you have an amazing day too. Have a wonderful class, Katie. I love you. Tell me all about it later. All right. So the first card we have is Set Boundaries. Oh, that is such a great card. Set boundaries. Claim your power and know your value today. Oh, that's a beautiful card. It's a little dark. How do I turn the light on? Is that better? No, it's not. Set boundaries. Claim your power and know your value today. And you should do that every day. Yes, Sonia has coffee chat at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. She will be the next live in our little Happy Hope Club here. The next card is Listen. Your inner child has something to say. And you know what? We got that the last time. Your inner child has something to say. Hi, Janet. It's good to see you. Better late than never. We don't take attendance and we don't give out tardy slips, so it's okay. And the third card we have is Connect to eternity within. Let yourself be held by love. Oh, I love that. Connect to your eternity within. Let yourself be held by love. So we've got set boundaries, listen, and connect to eternity within. And I feel like Spirit is saying, it's important for us to definitely take some quiet time, and how that quiet time looks is completely up to you. It might be meditation, it might be sitting outside in nature. It might be just sitting in your bedroom on your bed with your eyes closed, just listening, allowing your senses to take everything in, without engaging your mind, without engaging the brain. You just kind of, if you hear a bird singing, you acknowledge that. I hear a bird singing. If you hear water falling, you acknowledge that. You just kind of acknowledge the things that pop into your senses, but just sit and engage with the moment. Engaging in the moment allows you to hear the things that Spirit wants you to hear, okay? Or feel the things that Spirit wants you to feel. I've told you guys, I take some time every morning to just ease into the day with some meditation and with a card reading. And when I do that, it really helps me hear the messages that Spirit has for me, just for me. And it always kind of sets my day on the right path, because I have this like giant hug from Spirit when I do that. So yeah, it's definitely important. And setting boundaries too. This is like one of the hardest things I think that we have as human beings, is to set good, solid boundaries. And the more you learn how to do that with grace, the easier it is for you and your family to navigate one another, or you and your friends or coworkers to navigate each other's different personalities. Okay. So it is okay to set solid boundaries with grace and love, and allow your people around you to know exactly what is good and what is a deal breaker with you. it brings you a lot more peace into your life when you do that. If you are a yes person and you're constantly yesing for people and giving in, it makes it harder for you to set boundaries eventually. So the sooner you can set boundaries with grace, the better. Okay, so that is what Spirit has as a message for today. So that was nice. Thank you, Spirit. I really appreciate that. So let me bring me back up here. Okay. Well, it is time for us to end the show. I love you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. Again, Friday, Sonia, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is the Coffee Chat Oracle. If you haven't subscribed to her already, please do, and subscribe to one another. Let's build our community. And I love you guys. Thanks again. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all again real soon. Mwah! All right, bye-bye. We'll see you later.
Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. Dance around the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly needs a sandwich and a nap. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. All rock. Dolly loves you. Dance the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly, you still here? Have a great day.